So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And once we get connected with our other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information related to meditation practice and give you a kind of like information to develop a very clear foundation for your own spiritual practice, especially with the meditation. Why? Because when it comes to meditation today, as we all know, there are so much informations, and out of that information, it is very little we gain the good result. So then it is important yourself to understand and get the very clear, right information and develop yourself. So why mostly we misunderstand this meditation? So one thing is, as you know, in this conventional life, the creativity is a kind of like a very famous word. People like to create. And the creativity is a kind of like ability of our human mind. So when it comes to our day-to-day life, we always try to develop this creativity. That's our human nature. But if you look very carefully, there are certain fields you can't use the creativity. You can't create things out of it. So as example, music, art, dancing, science. So that kind of things you can use this creativity. But when it comes to Dharma, you have to drop the idea of creativity, and you have to learn the ability to observe and understand, because there is nothing to create in Dharma. So the problem is today what happened for meditation, rather than developing the ability to observe and recognize what we do, we bring that our ordinary nature to our practice and we try to create things. See that today there are a lot of mobile apps. People like to create different things. But if you try to create Dharma out of your own thinking, it's not going to become the Dharma. So the Dharma is untouchable, unchangeable. It's a fundamental. So, but the thing is, one of the very behavior and the very nature of the self-centered mind, always creating things, having our own views point. Look at what happened to the idea of the God. The same thing. Everybody have their own God. From where it come? It come out of their own self-centered mind. People have their own Dharma, come out of their own self-centered mind. People have meditation, their own meditation. How? Out of their own self-centered mind. But when it comes to the teachings of the Buddha, tranquility meditation and the Vipassana meditation, you can't bring the creativity to that. So then you have to drop that ordinary nature and learn to accept. That's very difficult for us. That's why in a certain level, it is very hard. Actually, not the meditation hard. This transition, the change from dropping that what we know and accepting Dharma, this is hard. Dropping that what you know and follow the Buddha's teaching that is hard. But if you understand that, why you should do that? Because what you know came out of the concept. It's a kind of like stories, ideas, formations, format. It's developed, create through some kind of situations. That there is no depth. It's always repetition of ideas. And then what happens is, it always has a nature to clinging to something. Look at your life. You have always the intention to get into something, hold it to something, clinging to something, go with something. That is what our life. And what happens when you do that? Remember this, the very nature of mind. So when we go to the fundamentals of, before we go to the nature of the mind, we have to understand the very fundamental. So when it comes to what the most important thing you should know about you. So when it comes to you, two things mainly, body and mind. You have to know this both. So when it comes to the body, even though it exists like this in a form, it came out of different parts. So it is not a one single piece of muscles or the bones going to exist as same way. So each and every organ has a different character, it's a different responsibility, different work. And the eye behave in a certain way, ear behave in a certain way, nose, tongue. So like that, if you look entire head to toes, that there is a mainly left and right, and then upper body, middle body, and lower. And then like that, you can separate it to many parts. An inside body and the outside body. And then in that organs, and that organs also has, so kidneys, the 2 kidneys, lungs, and liver, and digestive system. It's not a kind of like a single one point you can hold, oh, this is it. No, it is a process. So that the body, when it comes to Dharma, form. So the form came out of the form, the body came out of the form. So this all the material things, physical things belong to the nature of the form. And the form came out of the elements. So mainly, as you know, 4 elements, there are some other things, but mainly 4 elements. So whatever physical or material, fundamentally 4 elements. And then from that is the body. And when it comes to mind, so the mind is one part, and then in that mind, there are thoughts. It's another, it's a subdivision of the mind. And so the mind has a behavior. So when it comes to that behavior, it's depending from the mind, and we call it mental. So like whatever behave out of the physical, the body, we call it physical, and the whatever depending from the mind, it's called mental. So that all the thought process has a different nature. So knowing this body, mind, and this thought process, what is this and how this happens, is what called know yourself, know thyself. That is what you know. And then another part is called the self or the Atma. So this whole, all together, the body, mind, thoughts, when this all together come, then we call the self. It is not a kind of like such a permanent, independent something. It's depending from the body, mind, and the thoughts. And then another one, deeply, karma. And there are some other things, time, space, time and matter, space, those are things. So those are very things that little by little, you have to understand. That giving that very clear view regarding what is this life. So once you understand it, you recognize that this is the one of the important thing. You recognize this most of things useless, that whatever happened in our mind, there are very few things are important. So that is what happens when you go into the depth. Just take a ordinary life, you know. You can just think about today, from morning to this point. Just look yourself. And whatever this thought happens, thoughts come to you. See how many thoughts it's important for you. This is very important. Remember this and try to get it very clearly. Be with me. And there are thoughts keep coming, but that all the thoughts are not important. We do a lot of actions. Bodily action, verbal action, mental action. So mental action, whatever we thought, and the bodily action. And see how many things we have done today. A lot of things you just did. You spent time. You just did. Now when you look back, why you did that? Well, I just did it, you know. And a lot of things you talk and verbally, you know. And if you look that very carefully, is it profitable for you and for other people? Then you recognize. So this is a very ordinary nature. When it comes to our life, that out of our bodily, verbally, mentally actions, there are very few things are very important. A lot of things is kind of like unprofitable or not unwholesome, but it's kind of like it doesn't make any sense. But we keep doing. Just imagine. It's not. It's possible, but it's not going to happen overnight. But just imagine. You know, you can. It's understandable. That's why. Just try to get the, you know, kind of like idea. Just imagine. With your mind, you get you filter all the thoughts, and you know, you get whatever the most important, profitable thoughts for you and for others. And your mind become very limited to have that thoughts. No any unnecessary thoughts. It's like sometimes, you know, these gardeners, they trim the trees. They cut all the, you know, the unnecessary branches and keep that whatever, the necessary branches. So like that, within yourself, you have all the thoughts in your mind. No kind of like unnecessary thought arise in you is there. And with your bodily action, so whatever the actions you do, it's always going to become very profitable action. No any unprofitable actions. And verbally, that's whatever you talk, and you know what you talk, and at the same time it is profitable for you and it's profitable to the listener. Just imagine, in case if you have 1 hour per day, developing that 3 skills within yourself, how good that 1 hour, how clear that 1 hour, how strong that 1 hour. There's no doubt in that 1 hour. You have the 100% total confidence and the clarity within that 1 hour. There's no reason to go back and change anything there. Then just imagine you expand that 1 hour to 2 hours. Just imagine within that 2 hours around you to whatever the other people. And they get benefit out of you. How profitable it's going to become your life. Just imagine you spend 1 day like that. So that is what happens when you start to know yourself. It is possible. So you can reach little by little, little by little. And one thing you have, when you start to see the mind, when you start to see the body, when you start to see the thoughts, you are capable to recognize it is profitable or unprofitable. It is useful or useless. It's minor or major. So then you keep minor things as minor, major things as major. It's not a kind of like you get out of everything suddenly, no. You can't completely become a light. You have to have the darkness in you. It's kind of like a balancing the light. Little by little, little by little. So somehow, once you start to see the very nature of the mind and the thoughts and the body, there are that little by little you start to understand it has its own behavior. So when it comes to the body, it deeply listening to the mind and the mind listening to the body. And it sometimes not listening to your thoughts. So thoughts mean your viewpoints. So because the mind has its own nature, the body has its own nature. So once you see little by little closely, remember, just by thinking, you can't get it. So that's why it's like Dhamma. You have to observe and recognize you. It is untouchable, unchangeable. You can't bring the creativity on the top of the body and mind and understand it. So the creativity, it's good for the outside world. Into conventional life is creativity necessary for our human world. This entire universe have that creativity, nothing wrong with it. But to go into the Nibbana or go towards the liberation, you can't have the creativity. So you have to drop it here and you have to learn to observe and recognize. So once you bring that ability little by little, that's why in the beginning we have to have this tranquility mind, undisturbed mind, to see things as it is. It is a skill. So sometimes people develop the tranquility mind to develop the creativity, because sometimes you have to see things as it is to develop it to something. So like inside a laboratory, if there is a virus, if you want to develop an antidote for that, so then you have to see this virus. So then you go to the laboratory and through microscope, you observe, you see deeper into its form. And then you create something. But when it comes to tranquility and the vipassana, you can't develop that kind of mindset. You can't come to tranquility mind to develop antidote for that, whatever the see as the thoughts. You have to have the tranquility mind to go deeper into it. So when you see that, what happens? You recognize this body and mind work together. So how you can see it in day-to-day life. So there is a behavior of the mind. So that behavior always hold it to something, grasping, clinging something, or resisting. So whatever happened, body have to respond to that. And then it's always, not one time, it's always, if the body, if the mind clinging to something, or if the mind resists something, and the body start to feel uncomfortable, the body always get tired out of it. The body start to kind of like to come to a very unbalanced moment. Just imagine when you like something, what happens? Somehow you want to get it, otherwise your body feel kind of like, it's burning. And when you want to resist something, so what happened to your physical? It's kind of like a burning. So this behavior, so then remember, whatever that you hold or resist, the body start to feel tired, pain, hard, difficult. It never going to get into kind of like comfort. You may see it, it's getting something is good, but if you look very carefully, you will see. By the time it slowly start to develop some kind of discomfort. But the thing is, with the tranquility mind, you are capable to see it, but if it is not tranquility mind, it is a kind of like a disturbed mind, you always try to do something, try to catch something and gain the comfort, catch something and gain the comfort. But when it comes to the body, remember, catching something, holding something, grasping something, you will never find the comfort. But if you start to release something, that releasing nature start to create some kind of gap and create some kind of a space in you and give a comfort to your body. You can try it. You can try it and see, when you gain something, you feel comfort, or when you release something, you feel comfort. And to deeply understand it, your mind need to be a little bit sharp and clear. Otherwise, if your mind is so rough, hard, you can't get that. So that's why. So the meditation give you this lesson to you. And deeply then you understand. Rather than gaining, holding, dreaming, hoping, wanting, when you go that way, you always feel body, mind so tired. But when the mind start to release, you gain some kind of deeper comfort, satisfaction. So that is the entering point to develop the tranquility state of you. So when it comes to meditation, so then remember yourself mentally, learn to release, withdraw. And in ordinary life, conventional life, it's called renunciation. Generosity is a kind of like the beginning point, but renunciation means you completely withdraw from the things or the situation. And it gives you deeper peace, it gives a deeper comfort. It gives a deeper satisfaction. So little by little, the thing, we can't give up this everything suddenly. Because somehow this deeper our mind hold it to something, maybe even our views. So what you have to do then? In the beginning, cut down that all the unnecessary actions, physical, verbal, mental actions. Withdraw from it. And you try 1 hour, not for whole 24/7, just 1 hour per day. Do it as for your own inner development, inner practice. For that 1 hour, even physically, little by little, you become mindful. You are not going to interfere with any physical action unnecessarily, if it is unnecessary. Even you sit, you bring the mind to that and just you observe it. Otherwise, if you want to do something, you always look what is profitable and you interfere with that. Just at home, you can do, maybe there's something you have to clean, or maybe you have to wash your clothes, or maybe you have to prepare the lunch or the dinner or breakfast. So anything kind of like you use your physical action, something profitable. And knowingly, mentally, knowingly, you use it, do it. And verbally, you don't talk if it is unnecessary. Mentally, you come to, you know there are some retreat places, like Vipassana centers, Goenka center. If you go there, you can't talk. You can talk only with the teacher. So 7 days, and that 8 days you can't, because the first day you can, and the last day you can. All other 8 days you can't. So you think, oh, you have to talk. There are some people, they go crazy. Their mind go crazy. It's kind of like going to blow out this head because somehow they want to talk. I used to be in some places, some people start to talk themselves. No one need for them. They talk themselves, they feel good about it. So see, that's much we addicted to that. We addicted to this. So even, sometimes that when I talked with these students in the school and they ask me, so then why you talk? Why you talk so much like this? But personally, myself, I am capable to stay silent. I can stay like, without talking to anybody. I used to be, and I used to stay in retreat centers and Goenka centers and other places, and I can stay with, any crowd place without talking to anyone. It is not a problem for me. But I talk like this. It's profitable for me and for you and to know, and only teaching point of view I talk. Otherwise, I can. So that's why I'm telling to you, you can do that. And there is a benefit if you start to do, because then when you talk, your mind become clear about the things that what you talk. So that's why try yourself 1 hour. And then thinking pattern. So whatever you think, there are always thoughts keep coming to you. Don't give a chance to that all the thoughts. Say no. It is very difficult when it comes to our personal development. say no to our inner conversation sometimes. That not with others. Our all inner conversation, this proliferation, keep going inside us, talking to us. This little Lilliput, inside our head, always keep talking to us. Always keep talking to us. Little is whispering, is is whispering to hear, and we always listening to that. We believe that, and we have that inner conversation with that Lilliput. You will never find that Lilliput, but still you believe that whatever the sound come from inside you, it always keep talking to you 24/7. Even while you're talking to others, that Lilliput keep talking to you. It's like a black cardinal, it governs your life. So don't listen to that. Be mindful, and whatever come to your mind, and if you recognize it is not necessary, it is unprofitable, it doesn't make any sense, you say no to that. Try it. You can do that, and then you will see how clear your mind becomes. So that clarity, see that it is just not practicing meditation. So these three behavior develop in you, and and you will save a lot of energy and strength and the clarity. In that way, it helps you to go deeper, deeper, deeper into you. So that's what happened by practicing meditation, giving the very clear understanding. And it's the only way you can observe and recognize. So remember, don't bring your creativity to meditation. That's a big mistake that keeps happening everywhere nowadays. People create a lot of things to. So that's why you have to develop the faith, conviction, trust regarding the Dharma. Dharma no need you. You need Dharma. So Dharma already complete. There is nothing that you can add to fundamentals when it comes to Dharma. There's nothing that you can add to Buddha's teaching. There's nothing. It's all there. Everything already there. Only thing is, it is up to you to you become so humble with yourself and recognize Dharma is better than you. And that is the day, if you recognize that day, remember this. Write down somewhere. If you recognize Dharma is complete and Dharma is better than you, that is the day you change your karma. That's going to change. But if you think you are better than, you are smarter than the Dharma, the karma always hold from your neck. You can't move. That's why you become so humble. We go to the Buddha statue, the temple, to the Mahasangha Dharma. We always become so humble and we accept it. We trust it. Because then the karma not going to give a hard time to you. So otherwise you think if you are better than that, you're going to have a very big wrestling fight with the karma. So that's why understanding it's your responsibility. So try to understand it and see what it says. And then see what you know, and then slowly, little by little, little by little. Rather than bringing that your ideas to Dharma and start to bring the Dharma to you. And then you will see. You're going to change. And then by the time when you really get the method, like this time, you are capable to get out this all. You know, you can go, you can walk and you can have the key, and then, you know, you can put the key and turn, and when you open the door, you know, when the lock is open, and when you open the door, lock is anymore not a lock. It's unlock. So like that in your mind, once you understand the Dharma, anymore karma cannot work there. It's unlock. So what you need to understand, this is not that things that work according to the way what you think, because that is what keep happening to us. And that is why we are here like this. Even though it's nothing wrong that once you understand, things has its own way, causation, and you can experience the life as it is, the same way, without manipulating and without trying to change it, or without trying to put your own ideas on it. So that is where you have the life, you experience the life, but you are not going to manipulate that. And through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with all the perception, you perceive, you experience the life as it is, without adding anything top or under that. So it's kind of like, you know, you don't add whipped cream on your, you know, hot chocolate drinks. You know, you have it, but you don't add anything. It's simply, that's it. It's like you have the coffee. You don't add. If you add anything, it's anymore not going to become that. You know. So like yourself, you have the life without adding desire. You have simply life. It's totally different. Most of people don't experience that. Why? Because we always adding something top of life. And the very nature of life we can't see. We always see something that whatever the ingredients we add, and then it give a kind of like a taste, which is not originally there. So have an ability yourself, purify yourself with your perception, whatever you perceive. You have the very organic level of life. So don't add any kind of creativity on the top of that. And that you see always things arising, existing, and changing, and becoming something else. And when the day you see that, you don't struggle with anything. You become more and more humble. And you become more and more open. And you become more and more withdraw from struggle. So that's where you get into complete deeper understand what is this life. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So whatever you heard, and try to apply it when you practice. So your right palm on your left and neck, head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapateva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalations. So in the beginning, deep and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalation, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. So expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamni sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya Dhamma nu Dhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammang Pujemi Sanghang Pujemi Addaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadi Maranam Ha Paribundissami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vaham tu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.